Hello. Well, try that again. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is the 29th of November, um, and we're just under a month till Christmas for those of us that celebrate, which is just crazy. Give me a minute. I'm going to get this link and put it in my Facebook group. Got the link. Uh, and I posted it there. Well, it's posting anyways. And I can come here so I can see anybody who's with me live. All right, now that you just spent the last 30 seconds looking at the side of my head and the mess that I call my room, hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving here in the U.S. and some good time off and time with family and friends. I know I did. I had my kids here for the holiday. And then on Saturday, I went and visited one of my high school friends, and we spent the day together. And before I went there, I stopped at my niece's house and got a fix of babies and dogs. So it was a great day. All right, today I have some fun stuff, I think, to share with you. I have a sketch that I posted on my Facebook business page, which is Crafting with Claudine. If you are not subscribed, please go on over there and take a look. So we have a sketch that I put out there, and I'll show you some samples that I made using that sketch. And then we're going to take the best remedy kit, and we're going to make one of each as it is shown in the kit, and then we're going to take parts of the kit and make more cards using the same sketch. And then I have that sketch kind of altered a little bit to create a fun fold. So there we go. Let me turn the camera around and face it down to my desk. All right. And I'm just going to put something in the chat so I can make sure I can see it. All right. Okay, so first up, hey Nessa, thanks for saying hello and let me know you're here. We're going to start by putting, my thing is thinking, so I don't know if you're live with me or not. It caught up. I was looking at my computer. So this is the sketch that I put on my Facebook business page. So we've got a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 base, and then we've got some layers. So the outside layer is 3 by 4, and then we've got 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then 2 by 3. So before I get into crafting today, I'm going to show you what I've made. Hello, Miss Cheryl. So that's the sketch. Let me show you some of the samples. This is the first one I made. I was working with some scraps that were left over from my class prep that I was doing. So I'm going to put this up a little bit closer. Hopefully not too close. Oh, and I need to get that cord out of the way. But this was scraps that were left over from a card class that I had prepped. And so I wanted to use up a bunch of those. And I have a whole bunch of cards that I made with that. If you'd like to see them at the end, just tell me that you want to see my scrappy cards in the comments. So let me get this out of the way because I am charged now. Hopefully I'm not going to rock the boat too much. whoop, a little bit, but you know. So there we go. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it, Nessa. So then I spent some time over the weekend doing some Christmas cards using the sketch. And for this first one, I have turned the sketch sideways and moved the elements over here to the right. So that's the first one. And again, I was using up a whole bunch of scraps that I had left over from my kit, not my kit, my paper pack. So this one is truly using the sketch and doing it just as it was sketched. And we got some lovely gemstones and a pretty little bow. Scrappy cards are always great. All right, I will show them at the end. Next up, again, using the same sketch, totally different look. The other one was a little bit more, I feel like it was a little bit more elegant, even though it was snow and Christmas trees. And this is Christmas trees, but the color scheme just made it a little bit more elegant than this is a little bit more rustic, in my opinion. And then we have this one here. This is all from the same paper pack, A Walk in the Forest, I believe it's called. And in this one, I cut out the paper so that I could showcase the tree and put a couple of snowflake gems on it. And this one, I used the fun little pearls. And a scrap of ribbon that I had left over from a previous catalog that seemed to do the job. So I think I was holding that up a little too high. I'm going to drop this down and just give a minute for the video to catch up. I want to see what you're seeing. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Just had to see where I need to hold it. And then this one here. Nothing more to really say about it. And this one is a mix of the elegance and the rustic, in my opinion. So the soft white, the white and the balmy blue kind of lean towards the elegant with the white and the silver. And then we have the Christmas trees in the more traditional colors. And the last one that I made over the weekend. This one here, I laid up a couple of the snowflake, the self-adhesive snowflakes, and then put a little pearl on top, a silver pearl, just for something a little bit different. All right, so those were my Christmas ones, but I thought, you know, I don't want people to think that this sketch is only for Christmas. So I said, what do I want to work on next? And I decided to pull out this kit. So before I go into the sketch, I am going to quickly put together these cards because I always like to be able to show you what the kit itself looks like if you follow their instructions. But if you're like me, you don't necessarily need 3 of the exact same card. So that's what we're going to do first. And I prepped everything to make this quick and easy. So I just want to put my little stamp pad here. This pad, you might be able to tell from looking at all the scribbles on it and stuff, but this pad I've had for years, and my daughter was little at the time. She's going to be 22 next month, but she scribbled all over it once upon a time. So anyways, it's been around a very long time, and it still does the trick, so I don't see any reason to get rid of it. So if I pull this back out, our first card is pretty simple. We've got the blue base, the Starry Sky strip, a granny apple strip, a cut apart or pop out, whatever you want to call that, a couple little gems, and a sentiment. And I probably just made you all dizzy with the back and forth of my fingers, so I'll try not to do that. But be that as it may, let's get cracking. So last weekend, in between the Thanksgiving and going to visit with my friend, we took some time to put up our Christmas tree on Friday. It's a thing that we do every year on the day after Thanksgiving with me and my husband and my daughter. My son hasn't been involved in many years. He's not lived at home for many years. But one of the traditions that we have in my house is that I get an ornament for everybody for Christmas. And before we could put them all up, we had to take all of the ones that my daughter has gotten over the years and put them aside, because I get her a ballerina or at least a dance-related ornament every year because she's a dancer. Makes sense, right? So here I just glued this strip down, and then we're going to do this one. So anyways, it's gotten to the point where there's so many of them that I have to take a picture every year before I can buy ornaments for the year. And I'm sad to say that there doesn't seem to be a lot of new ones coming out. All right, so I've just put the Granny Apple panel there. And we're going to do a couple of glue, not glue dots, dimensionals on the back of this guy. Whoop. I got to pop that little piece out. Missed that when I was doing my prep. So anyways, I was sad to see that there really weren't many new ones that I liked this year. In fact, I only found one new one that I liked. And I'm not sure it's new, it's just new to me because I haven't purchased it. But I have to say, Amazon is definitely your friend because you can click on it and it will tell you if you have purchased it in the past. So that was a lifesaver because, you know, some of them look very much alike and I was afraid to get the same one. All right, now I'm just going to stamp the sentiment. Looks like I've got good ink coverage. I might be a little off center there. A little bit, it'll be fine. Yes, I was a card making machine last weekend, or I don't even know what day I did that. Hi Cindy. Cleaned up from fruits and nut chopping for fruit cake cookies. Ooh, I've never had fruit cake cookies. And Cheryl has this kit, so maybe you'll get some good ideas when I get to that portion. All right, I'm going to take some dimensionals and put them on the back. Yeah, Cheryl's like me. She's like, I don't need 3 of each. And then this little guy goes here. Let me pull out the gems, the cute little gems. And if I look at this, it was just using the clear ones. So I'm just going to throw a couple on there. And card number 1, quick, easy, done. All right, let's take a look at card number 2 in the green. Actually, we're going to go over here because that's what I have next on my pile. So this guy has the background, the card, you know, the card base, which creates the background, an embossed pink, a dotted yellow, the cute little mouse, and a sentiment. So I'm just going to put that back in front of me. Hi, Judy. So did anybody else put up their Christmas tree this weekend? On Sunday, I had a very busy yet relaxing weekend. So I told you about Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, my husband and I put up the outside lights. Or at least I helped with part of it. But I already had a call scheduled with my friends. So the girl that I saw on Saturday, we have a monthly Zoom call between me, her, and another girl from high school on the third Sunday of the month. And it just so happened that we got together that weekend as well. So I got a double dose of high school friends. And I didn't have to stay outside as long doing the Christmas lights in the cold. All right, so this hangs over the edge on both sides just a little bit. And then we've got the cute little mouse. I don't remember who I was watching, but somebody I was watching recently said that she kind of cracks it, probably in a straight line, but mine were not in a straight line. And then she picks up multiples at a time. She was very adept at it. I think I liked the concept. I had not perfected it yet. But maybe it'll be better when I start on a fresh one that has straight lines. Very efficient. Might have been Paper Pixie. I think I watched her last weekend. I watch a lot of stuff while I'm crafting myself. Keeps you company, right? Do you guys do that? Oh, no decorations. Well, that's no fun. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, so there we got our cute little mouse, and we're going to stamp the next one. Oops, I have my things in order according to the guide, but my things were not set up in that order. That did not make any sense at all. I had my stamps set up in this order, but my cards were not set up in that order. All right. Hi, Candy. I didn't see you come in. I'm glad somebody said hello to you so that I could too. All right. And looking to see it. I'm going to take a quick peek. I think it's popped up. Yeah, it looks like they popped that up. Did I make you dizzy with that? I'm good at making people dizzy at times. I have some coworkers that when they're displaying their screen at work, they sit there and do this with the mouse the whole time, and they have one of those mouse things where it kind of draws it as you move it, and it's like, stop, just stop. You're making me dizzy. I had a nice chat with my old boss today on, like a text chat. I was in a meeting with a customer, and one of the folks that worked for the customer used to work for us. And he made a comment that my old boss used to use in that same situation. And it made me chuckle. So I sent him a text to say hello. All right, let's see what do they have? More of the clear. They did 3 up here and 2 down here. We can do that. So it has been like a whirlwind of reconnecting with people, which is never a bad thing. All right, card number 2. Quick, easy, done, and adorable. All right, on to card number 3. I think this works better than me opening up all the packaging as I'm doing this and popping everything out. All right, so this is card number 3. We just have a card base. We have the blue heart. We have the skunk. A couple of places where we stamp, and this time they use the flowers in the gems. So here we go. Yes, they're very cute. I wish I could take credit for the design, but I will take credit for the actual stamping and putting it together. But I can follow instructions with the best of them. So this one here, we just have a little stamp that says, even though this stinks. And a sentiment that says, I'm here for you. Well, I'm gonna need to pull that closer so I can see. Maybe I'll do a better job centering it this time. All right, so stamping is done. Not sure it gets any easier than these. If you have friends that are always oohing and ahhing over your cards, but they're really not into the stamping, but you think they might be interested if they knew how quick and easy it can be, these make awesome gifts. They are also great for children, and just for getting together with friends to have something to do with your hands while you are chatting. So I did read recently that in 2024 we will be getting some new kits and we will be retiring some old ones. They did not give us any indication about which ones they will be retiring. So if there are some kits that you are looking at and going, someday I'll get that, you might want to keep that in mind as we move into 2024. I can't get that last piece off. There we go. And whoops, stuck on me. All right, so I feel like they probably gave me mini glue dots. No, they gave this size. They're a little too big for this. I'm going to see if I can snip it off a little bit. Because we don't want them hanging over the edge. I'm sure if I was more careful, I could have gotten that on there just right. All right. Oops. There we go. And then a couple of flowers. Does anybody else think of Flower the Skunk when you're doing this? Doesn't really look like it, but looking at a skunk and peeling off flowers made me think of Flower the Skunk from Bambi. I don't know why, just did. All right, there we go. Card number 3. I have been live for 22 minutes. I talked for the first 7 or 8 just yapping and showing cards that I made before, so call it 15 minutes, 3 cards. It doesn't get much faster than that. So, that is the Best Remedy Kit. Those are the instructions. You know, those are made according to the instructions. But I don't want 3 more. So what am I going to do next? So if we go back to the sketch, this is the sketch that I was working with last weekend. Just to remind you. Hi, Ann. And this is what it looks like if you do it in Portraitscape. Portrait. So this one's similar. It's not exactly the sketch, but it's close. I thought it was good enough to work with. And so I'm going to do this to the left, to the, horizontal, and use this as my second piece here. And then just to break it up a little, I had a little piece of this that I'm going to use. So a little bit of glue. Question for you all. When you are working with a sketch, do you feel like you have to do it 100% like the sketch was, or do you just use it as a jumping off point? I use them as a jumping off point, and I hope that when I put together sketches for people, that they do the same thing and just use it as inspiration. The reason I decided to put this piece in was just to break up that blue, because the blue here, I just wanted to have something in the middle. Cheryl uses them as inspiration. That's what I do too. Now, I didn't put any sentiment, though clearly this little chickadee is for someone not feeling well, because they got the little ice pack on their head and a little bit of flushed look around the cheeks. So let's see. I'm just reaching over to my extra pieces. So we have this. I want to look at what else we have here. Oh, this one says feel better soon. We'll use that one. I will show you the stamp set in a moment. Should have done that before I pulled all the stamps off, but you know, that's the way life goes sometimes. Hey, Miss Ruth. I loved your one sheet wonder you were working on. It's right up my alley. Come on, stop sticking to my fingers. I haven't used this one, so I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. Yeah, looking good. Feel better soon, little chickadee. And then I'm just gonna, well, float that just on the edge of the green. Whoops. It was popping back up at me. Didn't want to stay down. Got the cute little flowers. To pull that yellow up here just a little bit more. And out here. Boy, I wish there were a whole bunch of these songs. Those are really cute. All right, so there we've got our Feel Better Soon. So that works with the sketch in my opinion. What do you guys think? Next up, I've cut everything. So this one here, I wanted to make use of the pink, and I wanted to use it on the second layer too. So I just kind of cut out from the middle. If I could do it again, I would have done it a little bit more centered, because now I have to be extra careful with my glue. But I'm a professional, I can do this, right? Professional gluer. this out of the way. I did it. Look at me go. I'm in a very silly mood tonight, as you can probably tell. And I'm in much better spirits than I've been the last couple of times I've done this. Work has gotten much better. But it was a rough month. All right. And then we're going to put this on top. I have like 100 YouTube videos in my notifications that I haven't watched yet from the month of November. If that gives you any indication as what my month has been like. All right. So you can all see the sketch coming together here. What I wanted to do this time is to use the sketch and then just add this little cutie on top. And one more just for fun. I got this cart that I won at a scrapbooking crop that I went to. One of those tidy carts, you know, like the 3 tiers on the wheels. And it's got, I'll show you afterwards. And what a difference it makes. I usually come to these things and I feel like I'm trying to fit everything in here and try not to make a mess. And that has made a huge difference in my ability to see what I'm doing and find things. So I highly recommend. It's been on my wish list for a long time. So I was really happy when I won that. There we go. That is sketch 2 or card 2 using the same sketch. And bye, Cindy. Have fun at your birthday celebration. All right, so this is the last one that I'm going to use inspired by the sketch. Well, the last flat one. I have a fun fold to do last. So tell me, do you guys have any fun holiday traditions? We have a game that we play in my family. We call it the scratch ticket game. And for all the adults, we each buy 5 $1 scratch tickets. And then I take scraps of paper, wrapping paper, and wrap it around like a book or an old VCR tape or something like that. And I use packing tape. And I tape the bejeebus out of that thing. And in the layers, I have the different scratch tickets. And then everybody gets a pair of gloves. Not everybody. Let me start that again. I have a pair of mittens and a die. And so we have 6 people that can play at one time. So I usually have to do like 3 sets of this to get all the people. And everybody gets a number from 1 to 6 for the first game. And so whoever's got number 1 puts on the mittens. And whoever's got number 2 picks up the dice and tries to roll a number 2. Meanwhile, the person with the mittens on is trying to unwrap this heavily taped box. And whatever you are able to unwrap before the person rolls their number and steals the mittens from you. If you get any scratch tickets, you get to keep them. And we have so much fun and laugh so hard when we play this. And you know, like number one might be at this end of the table and number two is over here. And so when they roll a two, they're lunging across the table to grab the package and the mittens. And things go flying off the table. People, it's just hilarious. But it is a little bit of a contact sport game, at least the way we play it. So when we first started doing this, we had lots of little kids and they weren't allowed to play. So I had to do something similar for them, and I wrapped using Scotch tape as opposed to packing tape, and a lot less tape. And all the kids got a pair of stretchy gloves, so they didn't have to take the gloves on and off. Because sometimes, I have to tell you, sometimes people don't even get the mittens on before the next person has rolled their number. So we did something a little bit easier for the kids. My daughter was the oldest of those kids, and she really wanted to be with the adults. She was like, I'm not a little kid. I'm like, well, you kind of are. But now they're all adults, so. All right. Me trying to put that in a straight line isn't working, so I'm going to purposely skew them like so. All right. So, card number 3. I'm glad I could make you laugh. It is hilarious. I think I have a video of it. I'll have to see, and if I do, I'll post it in the group. If not, I'll take one from this year. All right, so this one is the third card inspired by the sketch. So, as you can see, it's not exactly, but it's inspired. All right, and then last one is a little bit of a fun fold. And I did some pre-stuff here. So, just because I didn't know how much time this would take and I didn't want to keep you too long. So I stamped and matted, and then I matted these two, and then I stamped and colored and cut out this guy. Could do a little bit better on the feet, but I'm going with it. So we are going to start over here. I have this little strip. It's about 1/4 of an inch by, I didn't even measure, by 4. And then I put a little score mark about 1 inch in. And I'm going to put this behind here because this is going to be part of my fun fold mechanism. So, just because I don't want it to move, we're aware right here on my trusty little cart I was telling you about. I'm just going to tape this one in place in the center of this. That looks about the center. Now I'm going to put some glue on here. So do you guys have any fun traditions that you do with your families, friends? Oops. Kind of need this to go all the way to the edge. Can't bury that in there or else the mechanism won't work. Silly girl. All right. Ooh, I was thinking before I do that, I wanted to do a little bit of stamping. And just on the card front, I'm going to do some second generation here. Just for fun. To give it a little bit of interest on that card front. I'm going to do this one upside down because I can. Oop, I almost forgot to stamp off. and a little bit off the sides here. There we go. Whoa, I highly recommend you do that before you put this little thin piece of paper on. Oops, oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that'll work. No fun traditions from you guys? There we go. Now, this guy's gonna go back here, and we're gonna hide him up with this. So, don't know that I can 100% hide, but I think I will do this part first. Yep. Just a little bit of glue. Just give that a little pressure. I want it to really set because, you know, it's my mechanism. A little bit of glue here. I'm not going to set it down too quick, too hard, I should say. All right. Just wanted to make sure it was going to be mostly hidden. And there you go. I think if I were to do this again, I would use something a little bit wider for the mechanism, but you get the picture. Oh, we can add some bling, right? All right, so if I pull my sketch back, it's the same sketch with a little surprise. Yeah, I would definitely do that with something a little bit more sturdy, but not bad for a first try. Should have done a test run, right? Okay, so let me see here. I told you I had some scrappy cards and to let me know if you wanted to see them. And somebody said scrappy cards were good. So let me grab them. These are left over from the card class that I had designed, and I did all the prep, and then I said, okay, I have some stuff. So this is the Meandering Meadows, and this is actually part of Cheerful Daisies, I think, just part of one of the back B-sides. So I don't have any sentiments or whatever on these. These are just kind of like the note cards to add to when you're ready to use them. I did, as you can see, have a few really nice sized panels. That one was fun. I like that one. Just a couple of strips here and circles. This one is truly just a base. I've given you inspiration and a new way to use up your extra pieces from the kit. Yay! My job here is complete. This one here, we've just got just a tiny sliver cut off in between. And, whoops, it's upside down. So these, like I said, they're just some note cards. Ooh, something got stuck. Must have had a messy day. Anyways, I was playing with scraps, using up what was left over from my kit. Or my, what do you call it? My paper pack. So, I hope you had fun with me tonight. I enjoyed making these and planning for it and all that fun stuff. I will be back next week. I don't know what I'm going to do, so if you have any requests, if you send it to me before the weekend, that's when I try and plan the next week. So we can do one sheet wonders, we can do some scrappy cards, we can play with another kit, we can design something brand spanking new. Or if you like the idea of working with the sketches, I actually had a lot of fun with that. Create a sketch, make a few, post them, and then come back here and make some more. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye.